What's going on, everyone? You are listening to Bull Central here. Hope you're all doing well. So guys, I'm taking a look at the box score here, and I see that Lavine had 33 points and the Bulls won. And what's great about this game from Zach, because like last night, he was focused on getting his teammates involved despite his lack of scoring. But tonight, he did that. He was able to get his teammates involved, and he was hot on offense. And honestly, his decision making has been getting better. I mean, there are still some areas that need to be worked on, but the guy can't be perfect, so I'll cut him some slack. He had a late bucket that was desperately needed with less than 2 minutes to go, and rather than chucking up a contested 3 with 18 seconds left on the shot clock, he drove to the basket and did what he does best, using that athleticism to get by his defender. And that's what I want to see from Zach. I need to see more of that, just making more of the right choices when it comes down to the end of the game. And that's what we saw from him tonight. He did have 5 turnovers, so obviously that still needs to be worked on. The Bulls did have 17 turnovers in total as a team, so they're getting better in protecting the ball, but still, not good showing on that front. I obviously still need to see that improve a little bit further. But aside from Lavine's turnovers, this was a great game from him. 33 points, 11 for 16 shooting, 4 for 8 from 3, and he got his teammates involved as well. 7 assists to go along with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. Just a great outing for him. Markkanen has continued to look great since coming back to the lineup. 18 points, 7 rebounds. Didn't shoot the 3 particularly well. 4 for 11 from there, but I'll take it because what I like that I've seen from Lauri is his continued aggressiveness and driving to the basket. And he's been stepping it up on his defense a bit as well. So all positive things that I've been seeing from Lauri. Kobe, a better game than last night, but he still continued to struggle. Only 10 points, poor shooting, and again, 4 assists. It's the thing that I've talked about before with Kobe White. It's all about his consistency. He's had great flashes and some amazing stat line in games, but can he maintain that level of play over the course of the season? And more importantly, can he be the floor general, the facilitator the coaching staff wants from him as the point guard? I did see a tweet from Casey Johnson shortly after the game that Kobe White is already putting up shots at the United Center post-game. I think, obviously what's good about that is you can tell the guy does truly want to better himself. He's doing everything that he can to make himself a better player. It's just we need to see it on a consistent basis with him. But again, it is his second season. He's only 20 years old. Garrett Temple started today as both Otto Porter and Patrick Williams were out due to injury. Patrick Williams was actually a late scratch to the game with a hip contusion. He was initially listed as probable a few hours before the game, so I hope he's doing all right. But Temple, a solid outing for him, 13 points on efficient shooting. The guy just continues to show what a great signing this was by Arturas in just really being that glue guy for the Bulls and what they need right now. Off the bench, Thaddeus Young, another good night for him, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. It's still amazing to me the night and day performances we've seen from Thaddeus, this season compared to last. And then Denzel, a guy who wasn't in the rotation yesterday, but with Otto and P. Will out, he steps up and shows he should be getting more playing time. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He was plus 14 on the night in 24 minutes. All in all, this was a really good game for the Bulls. It was a little closer than I had expected. Honestly, with John Wall being out, the Rockets still getting used to their latest acquisitions and the Harden trade, I expected the Bulls to come out and handily beat these guys, but give them credit. The Rockets kept fighting, and they stayed in this game the whole way. Obviously, Oladipo is an incredible player, so that was a huge component to that as well. But the Bulls closed it out, which again, that's another bright spot from this game, because we know the Bulls have had issues closing games when they're ahead, so the resiliency was there for the Bulls, even when the Rockets made a few runs here and there in the third and fourth quarter. The Bulls have now improved to 6-8 on these back-to-back wins, and it's usually around this time where I start paying a little more attention to the standings, because generally the first few months or so, the standings are a bit all over the place. Some teams start out slow, some teams you didn't expect at all get off to a really hot start, kind of like the Magic and the Hawks this year. But this is where things start balancing themselves out. And if you watched my prediction videos prior to the start of the season, I did predict the Bulls would make the playoffs this year as the 8th seed. And I know it's still way early in the season, and obviously the standings are going to jump around a bit more, but the Bulls, after these 2 wins, are only a half a game out of the 8th spot. The Bulls just need to start winning games a little more consistently, especially the games they're supposed to win against bad teams and shorthanded teams. And that's what they did tonight against the Rockets. And honestly, bouncing back and getting 2 W's after that loss against the Thunder has been more impressive to me, because the mentality of the team and their resilience was not something we saw at all last season. They would not have been able to bounce back like they have after a loss like that where they blew a 22-point lead. The Bulls are now off until Friday, which as a fan I don't like because it means no Bulls games for a while, but obviously for the team it's a good thing coming off a back-to-back and get some rest. Hopefully Satoransky and Hutchinson will be cleared to play by then. We'll have to wait and see on that. And hopefully everything is okay with both Otto and P. Will, and they'll be able to be back in the lineup as well. The game against the Hornets, which is the game on Friday, in my opinion, should be another game the Bulls should win. The Hornets are a decent team, and they got off to a bit of a hot start and have since cooled off, losing 3 straight most recently. This will be our first look at LaMelo Ball, so that should be fun to see. I'm curious to see who Billy Donovan puts on LaMelo to guard him, as I'm not sure Kobe would be the best option given the size mismatch, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Anyway, I'm a happy Bulls fan tonight. Let me know what your guys' biggest takeaway or takeaways were from the game. And as always, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I post daily Bulls content on the channel. Feel free to join the Bulls Central Discord as well. Link is in the description. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.